The universe of Warhammer 40k is bleak and unforgiving. The men and women of the Imperium of Man toil day after day in service to an unresponsive emperor. They face horrors so normalized in their daily lives that they have become numb to them. Humanity as a species has been hardened against the terrors of their reality. That is, until something even more dreadful overshadows the fear of daily existence. Imagine yourself as a citizen of the Imperium. You live a modest life, toiling for 18 hours a day, producing shells in a factory. At first, the sight of a servitor on the assembly line unsettled you, its dead eyes seeming to stare into your soul as a lobotomized husk operated heavy machinery. The thought that you might share its fate if you fell behind quota haunted your nights. Now you're just annoyed when it steps on your toes. You go about your day longing for your bed, your mind numb, your gaze dispassionate. That is, until the sky turns black. You are walking to your Munitorum-mandated position when morning turns to night. The sky, once choked with the smog of production, is now filled with the spores of an invader, blotting out what little sunlight made it through the industrial haze. As the foreign specks drift downward, one lands on your skin, and it burns. You quickly cover your mouth to avoid breathing in the horrid substance, then larger objects begin to drop from the sky, writhing masses screaming towards the earth, impacting with enough force to topple buildings that have stood for centuries as monuments to the might of the Imperium. One crashes so close that the ground beneath your feet cracks, sending you tumbling. A sound reaches your ears, the pounding of thousands of hooves as a writhing mass of creatures rounds the corner. You take a breath to scream, but are denied the chance. You are swallowed by the swarm. Hello and welcome to Lore and Lifeforms. My name is Gavin, and today we're diving deeper into the Tyranid organism. I've given a broad overview of the species in a prior video, so if you're interested in a general introduction to the Tyranids, I highly recommend checking it out. As you may have guessed from our intro, today's focus is on the bioform most commonly associated with a Tyranid swarm, the humble Gaunt. Gaunts are the most frequently cited bioform during a Tyranid invasion. Roughly the height of an average human adult, they are smaller and less physically powerful than other warrior breeds. Their basic structure is reminiscent of dromaeosaurs from ancient Terra, bipedal with 2 hooved legs, 4 arms ending in claws or other specialized adaptations, a tail, and a well-defined head. Their primary role is to bolster Tyranid numbers, serving as cannon fodder, swarming shock troops, and cost-effective gun lines. Gaunts come in many forms, all specially tailored for the task at hand. Some are equipped with wings to dominate the skies, often throwing themselves into the engines of aerial vehicles and tearing apart aircraft through sheer numbers. Others are grafted with neural parasites that extend the influence of the hive mind, acting as synaptic amplifiers and relays for the larger Tyranid swarm. The Gaunt epitomizes Tyranid evolution, showcasing the hive mind's genetic prowess with every new variant birthed. An interesting feature of the Gaunts is their relationship with the hive mind and larger Tyranid organisms. A Gaunt that becomes separated from a synaptic node, such as a hive tyrant, loses its connection to the larger collective. Without this link, it reverts to a more animalistic state, acting purely for survival rather than executing the will of the hive mind. This trait is common among smaller biomorphs, likely due to the evolutionary cost of implanting direct synaptic connections in organisms deployed in tens or even hundreds of millions. As a result, Gaunt squads are often accompanied by Tyranid warriors to maintain their cohesion and battlefield effectiveness. Horbigaunts are the most basic form of Gaunt, featuring the standard body plan with 4 scything talons capable of slicing through steel and flesh alike. Their powerful leg muscles grant them enhanced speed and leaping ability. Typically employed as shock troops, they are thrown into battle in endless waves, softening enemy defenses before larger Tyranid organisms deliver the finishing blow. The second most common Gaunt variant is the Termagant. And yes, I did say Gant. I have no idea why James Workshop made this naming decision, but I can only assume they made a typo in the 90s and decided, screw it, it's too late to change it now. Termagants serve as the backbone of a Tyranid swarm, acting as flexible ground troops capable of laying down suppressive fire. They are most commonly armed with flesh borers, symbiotic organisms that function as biological weapons. These weapons house flesh-eating beetles, which are launched via electrochemical shock. Upon impact, the beetles burrow into their target's flesh, devouring them from the inside out. Notable Termagant variants include the Spine Gaunts, which are armed with paired spine fists, Impaler broods, which wield spike rifles, and Strangler broods, which utilize the Strangle Web launcher. The next Gaunt is a little more unique. Barb Gaunts serve a specialized role outside of the standard cannon fodder. These organisms function as mobile artillery, with biocannons fused to their carapace. These weapons launch chitinous projectiles embedded with muscles that flex upon impact, creating devastating explosions of shrapnel. Barb Gaunts are deployed in support of other Gaunts or when larger bioartillery like exocrines are unavailable. The gargoyles deviate even further from the standard Gaunt template, trading their upper limbs for wings while retaining a flesh borer in their lower arms. Additionally, they possess venom sacs within their cranium, allowing them to spit blinding toxins into their enemies' eyes. Notably, they can squeeze through extremely tight spaces, a trait heavily exploited by the hive mind to infiltrate enemy fortifications and jam the barrels of large artillery cannons. Gargoyles are often deployed in early invasion waves alongside vanguard organisms like raveners, harpies, and lictors to destabilize planetary defenses. A more recent addition to the Gaunt roster are the Neurogaunts. Neurogaunts are smaller and less combat capable than the other varieties, but serve an essential role. Dominated by a grafted neuroparasite, these creatures act as synaptic relay extenders, swarming around larger Tyranid leader beasts to increase their command range and serve as cheap, expendable meat shields. While the above variants are the most commonly encountered, rarer Gaunt types include the Mahir Leapers, which are smaller, highly aggressive swarm attackers, Death Gaunts, which are equipped with venom sacs and scything talons, and the Night Gaunts, winged organisms with ovipositors for the spawning of lesser Tyranid bioforms, such as Rippers. The Tyranid species boasts countless bioforms, but none are as iconic as the humble Gaunt. Whether it's the speedy gargoyle or the frail, big-brained Neurogaunt, these creatures define the overwhelming numbers of a Tyranid invasion. If you made it this far into the video, feel free to leave a like and comment below on which Tyranid bioform I should cover next. Thank you so much for watching, and may your day remain blissfully swarm-free.